Deep breath. Let it out. Welcome. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people and thank you for joining me. Okay, yes, I've got my protection on, just having a little rumble with my beautiful crystal here, just for a little bit of protection, but also some energy enhancing, especially after that last reading. But what I want to do a reading for you guys and a reading for me. As you know, on Thursday last week, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Let me check my, I'm pretty sure it was Thursday. Let me check my calendar. Yes, it was Thursday. Yes, it was Thursday because on Friday on my calendar, I've got lunch with a girlfriend and boy, oh boy, 5 hours later. But Thursday afternoon, I went to see my own soothsayer. She is a healer to the healers, amazing, amazing woman. Can't sing for squids, absolutely terrible singing voice. But when she's doing the healing energy, and anyone who's had a healing from her, Danny Shea has, and he would be able to back me up on this, she has the most incredible, vibrating, soul-touching, beautiful, beautiful singing voice. It's almost like panpipes with soprano over the top. The layers, the multi-layer is just absolutely incredible. So I went to Judy, yes, her name is Judy, for a tune-up. And she threw some cards for me, which was, really interesting. Oh, thank goodness. I'm not really one to get future readings done nowadays because very much the future will be what it will be. It's going with the flow, it's being flexible, but also everything seems to work out how it's meant to. So it doesn't really matter if I find out about something beforehand. And if I know about something beforehand, am I more inclined to try and alter it to what I think I want it to be, which is not necessarily what it should be. So, yeah, she did a bit of a future reading. We just, which was fabulous and had a bit of a laugh, but it was more of a confirmation type reading. She also did the healing, which was just amazing. And I was seated because her big fat furry cat had taken over the couch where people can lie. And I didn't want to move him. He's just absolutely too adorable. He thinks I'm gorgeous and he lets me scritch him and he doesn't let everybody scritch him, she said. Very rare that he does. So I feel very privileged there. So I let him sleep on the couch. So I was reclined in this beautiful chair and she put this healing through me. Now I could actually see darkness flowing almost like smoke. It was like black smoke out of the bottom of my feet and swirling around before it dropped into the earth. So I did apologize to Judy afterwards for dumping this darkness. And it wasn't much. It was almost only like to knee high, but this is why we've got to get our clearings done regularly. So it was just a blackness almost up to my knees that was like a smoke that got drawn out through my feet and dispersed into the earth. And it did actually disperse. So it wasn't left in her consulting room or anything like that. It was gone. It was absorbed back into the earth. At the same time, I could see I actually have in one of my big toes, and no, it's not gout. I'm just going to put it out there. It's arthritis, and it bothers me if I do a lot of walking, and I do like to walk. So it's that flexing that sets the arthritis off, and it can get quite painful usually at night when I'm trying to sleep. I actually saw it. It was like a tiny little serpent. It almost looked like a worm, but it wasn't a worm. It was like a little snake that was curled around my big toe, that particular toe, and it had its fangs anchoring itself into the bone. Well, what happened was it was literally pulled out the side of my big toe, between my big toe and my second toe, and discarded. got rid of. And to be honest, my toe was hurting when I moved in, when I went in, and it was not hurting immediately that happened, and it hasn't hurt since. So loved it, loved it, loved it. The actual, during that healing, during the energy flowing through me, that little serpent with his little fangs in my bone were sucked out of my big toe. So that was amazing. But one thing that Judy mentioned to me, and I want to share with you, is she said you need to be very careful that you don't burn the candle at both ends. And I must admit, yesterday I was feeling incredibly thin. Now, when I say thin, I don't mean body-wise. I mean thin as in stretch thin. I had a lovely morning with my grandkids, but this last week and a half has, well, actually this last day, week, month, year, you name it, has just been for all of us, stretching us thinner and thinner and thinner, especially those of us that are working as light workers. We need to be very careful at what we take on, what we look at, because um, it is really trying us in a number of ways. Now, I did have one of my beautiful viewers email me about Sterling. Apparently, he had a little segment of his usual, answered 20 questions or whatever it is, however many they are. And there appeared to be a bit that was cut out. And any comments about the bit that was cut out in the comments section were removed. I got the feeling that I don't watch Sterling because that, rapid fire answer is not my style, as you would know by the length of my videos. It's not my style, and it's just not my thing. But Sterling was one of the trailblazers. He's one of the giants upon whose shoulders the rest of us stand. So huge respect for Sterling. I don't know what happened. My feel, and I apologize, Sterling, that if this is not correct and this is entertainment only, that he may have had a minor, now I'm saying minor, medical moment. Feeling faint, or perhaps the heart did a racing bit. It was only it feels very brief, and it feels like it was just a minor medical moment. Nothing serious, but that's my vibe about it. So I do apologise if I'm wrong there. But I just wanted to put that out there, that us light workers, boy oh boy, we are carrying a load. So if any of you are light workers, please join us in the ranks. We need everybody we can get at the moment. So I'm feeling incredibly thin because everybody seems to want a piece of me. This is just me. This is my story. You've got my husband who wants dinner cooked and conversation, and all the things that husbands want. Not very good at putting things in the dishwasher, or let me just put it this way. I run the household still. I still run the household. Whereas, I have a little moment where, he'll be sitting on the couch fire gazing at the television while I'm, at 8 o'clock at night while I'm still trying to fold laundry. So needless to say, he gets his clothes thrown at him and he's like, what? Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, that sort of thing. He's not doing it deliberately. I think it's just him. Daughter, I'm going to miss her incredibly when she has her own house and moves out. But again, there's, demands on me from there. From the grandchildren, love them. I have the bestest time. Boy, oh boy, the glutes hurt on the day after having the grandkids from getting up and down and up and down and up and down and squatting and picking up, etc. But I've also got the pets, Spot Friday night, vomiting just about all night. He'd obviously eaten something that didn't agree with him, but he's also got cancer that's progressive and he is slowly winding down. And Bindi, who I love, absolutely adore as well, but she's getting elderly and she's a female dog and she needs attention with certain things as well. My mum, as you know, passed earlier this year. I've got friends who I absolutely adore and absolutely adore spending time with them, but they also, have needs from me as well. And my father-in-law who's not well, blah, 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 blah. Now, you don't want to hear all that because you've all got it happening to yourselves as well. And I consider myself incredibly lucky that I can do this work on a towel, in a desk, in a little pokey room in my home. And prior to that, I was doing this reading on the dining table. So I consider myself incredibly lucky. But I am getting stretched thin. My soothsayer basically said, you got to be so careful you don't burn that candle at both ends, girlfriend. And I'm like, but which end of the candle do I snuff out? Because everything is really important. This work, you guys, family, the demands of what's happening around me. Doc Vest, Dr. Jennifer Vest, love you. Made a comment about us light workers have to be very careful that we don't actually abuse alcohol as a way to unwind. Says me who drank half a bottle of Cab Sav last night. Yes, Doc, I'm hearing you. So I just want to throw some cards. I'm going to start with the Lightseers Tarot again. Sorry about the long burble beforehand, but I just want you guys to understand that you're not alone in this energy. You're not alone, and even those of us that understand what is happening, why it's happening, are really feeling stretched. Really feeling stretched, and we have to find balance. A great reminder that in this moment of conflict and argy-bargy and word playing and trying to tear down and abuse and all the rest of it, this fiery moment of infighting, and I'm not talking about within families, well, it could be in families, but I'm just meaning in the world in general. The left versus the right, the blues versus the reds, the blah, 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 this versus that, etc. That we just need to take time out to rebalance, to find our core, our center, and rebalance. So what energies do you need me to have a look at the moment? And then I am actually going to use the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Often I say that, never get round to it. But just an energies reading on all of us. We're just feeling stretched, we're feeling thin, we're feeling scratchy and like we're desperately trying to hold the line. What energies do you need me to share? What energies do you need me to share? What energies? Come on down. Let's have a look. Oh, a deep breath. Unity. Coming together, supporting each other, regardless. Now, I made a comment, I think, yesterday. Please, in the comments, be polite. Be polite. Be aware that when you are typing something, you are only using, there isn't all the body language nuances that go with your words. We have to be extra careful. But also, don't be attacking anybody, not in my community, because you'll just be deleted. Your comment will be deleted. Be polite. Understand that everybody comes from their own place. And this is about we have a time where we need to really step up in unity. Unity of diversity, acceptance of diversity. Doesn't necessarily mean on the LGBTQI, even though it is Pride Month, woohoo, bravo, even though it is Pride Month, this is for everybody. That we need to work at finding common ground, at finding unity, of finding acceptance of our diversity. Because every single one of us, especially in this community, brings something different to the table. This is the energy we need to be in, with all my heart, supportive of each other. The second signifier is the Page of Wands, bringing inspiration, bringing joy, bringing positive messaging, living life, reveling in the creativity, because wands can be creativity, they can be careers, creativity, plans and passions. Reveling and finding joy in what you can be passionate about. And we're very much moving into this era of creativity is where it's at. What I've noticed talking to young people, this obsession with career and money hoarding and just all the beastly ghastliness that goes with it. And I'm talking about the majority of young people. Yes, there's the incels and stuff on the outer, but for the majority of young people, they just want joy. They want experiences. They want to be able to live and be true to who they are. Love this energy. So the energy behind the scenes, the Lover's card. Again, supporting each other, partnerships, equal partnerships. But also look at the two different skin tones here. Embracing our differences, but it's our differences that make us strong. It's like, okay, I'm going to use a really weird example, but if we were all the same, we would be incredibly weak. If you look at the inbreeding that happens in pedigree dog breeding, it is this inbreeding of like with like that makes them have all the health problems, makes them weak, means that their lifespans are reduced and their health problems are increased. It is the diversity that makes us strong in our community, in our relationships, in life in general. And the Lover's card and partnerships, what that's also about is that not always taking the lead. What a partnership is each person in that partnership taking the lead where their strength lies. Now, I was talking about feeling very thin, but my goodness, my hubby could burn cornflakes. So that's why I cook dinner. He also folds the washing in a way that does my OCD in. So therefore I fold the washing. But he takes the lead in other ways. He got up the ladder to change a light bulb at his father's place on Sunday. You know, it's about not having to be the dominant at everything. It's about taking turns where our strengths lie. And the second energy behind the scenes is the Hanged Man. Taking time out to just be and refill the light that is within us. Look at the world from a different point of view for a while. We all have this powerful light within us, but sometimes we just need to take a break and look at the world differently to reinvigorate that light, to replenish and restore the light within. Okay, coming out of this Lover's card is the Eight of Wands. When we come together, we are magnificent. We are powerful. Magic happens. When we all come together with this passion, this creativity, these plans, this joy, And look at the diversity here as well. Every colour, all the colours, we create this blinding light of strength, of magic. This is being offered to us to plant the opportunity for this coming together. It is on offer, and it will only grow. It will become stronger and it will grow. Right, the karma hanging over in regards to this. Gosh, these cards are fabulous. The sun, drawing on the universal power, opening ourselves up to universe. Again, look at all those colours, this diversity, basking in the energy that this has to offer. And it is their offering. Speaking of which, it's a beautiful day outside and I'm going to go and get some of it. But just the power that is ours when we step into this blinding light of unity and light workers with our eyes open and our arms outreached. The second karma, 9 of Wands. You will have to draw a line in the sand that will not be crossed. So this isn't to say you accept everybody into your into your tribe. Sorry, I've got the cough because we know who I'm talking about. The followers of that cough energy. Deciding on what our position is. Defending our position. Standing firm and confident with our position. That's the second karma over this energy at the moment. So we don't accept everybody in. We accept in those that are willing to join us in this joyful energy. And anybody who comes along and wants to step into this joyful energy. But we need to make sure that we keep out the negative energy. We don't find ourselves triggered. I mean, there was that fat slob who threw up on himself after the UFC, the cage fight, making some really derogatory remark that was just so completely unnecessary. My attitude to that was, what a yawn. I'm not letting that energy, the negativity of that energy, into my territory. It was like, yeah, whatever. Heard that before. Give it another go. Wasn't letting the negativity, wasn't being triggered by it. No, it can stay out there in the pettiness that it is. So yeah, this is very much about putting up boundaries, standing defiantly behind those boundaries and not letting that energy cross over. And share that energy. And somebody has come to say hello while I'm talking about this. There's Spotty Dog has come to say hello because he knows what this energy is all about. This is about putting the message out there, sharing the message, the Knight of Wands, sharing the joy. Giving and receiving of help to others. It doesn't matter how much or how little you've got, you can always give something. Doesn't need to be financial. It can merely be an opportunity. which is nothing merely about an opportunity. It can be lending an ear. It can be helping a child understand mathematics or English, or sharing the joy of discovering a chrysalis. And then what my granddaughter, she had found a chrysalis, and we had it, she's barely 3, and we had a lovely discussion about caterpillars turning into butterflies. She remembered that, and she was talking about it the other day, about caterpillars becoming butterflies. Just sharing those moments, the curiosity of life and the joy of what can be, cannot be underestimated. Or it can be a meal, sharing a meal with someone. Or it can be offering a lift to somebody who's sitting in the pouring rain at the bus stop. If you're driving, if you happen to be passing, those things like that cost nothing but mean everything. There will be those that try and come at you for being in this higher energy, for being in this power of strength from within. There will be those that try to pop your bubble, stay above any, don't be triggered. I'm just going to say, do not be triggered, stay above them. Just know that they are acting from a place of lower vibration, and the reason why they are doing this is because they know that they are losing their grip. They are on the wrong side of history, and they will be left behind. They're trying to drag you down. Then we've got the 9 of Swords. And I do understand this is part of feeling very thin. The anxiety, the nightmare, the despair. I totally, because I'm there with you, I totally understand it. But the white raven is here to dispel the darkness, and we need to focus on the white raven to bring this lightness to the fore, so that the darkness is dispelled. And Temperance, the card of balance, the card of unity. Circles of support in this tribe. Oh, there's Spotty back again. The circles of support, supporting each other from a place of love. Oops, bumped my deck off there as I'm giving Spotty a cuddle. From a place of the heart, from a place of love. Oh, great cards. So yeah, supportive. Actually, I feel, believe it or not, I feel incredibly lighter. I was feeling yesterday, stretched thin with the demands that get made. But just looking at those cards, boy oh boy, I feel so much more fulfilled. And I do find this when I talk on spiritual matters, and I think I'm going to have to focus on spiritual matters more and more as we go forward. But this feeling of power in community, the strength of diversity, the caring for each other, doing what we can, which to us may not feel like much, but to whoever is receiving, it is everything. It is the world. And as I'm poker shuffling the deck and I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle, And my guides tell me to pause when I have a particular cards they want to show. And I do love these cards because the first one is the crumbling. We are about to step through this portal portal into this new beginning that is so much more, that is so invigorating and enlightening and a place where we really want to be. But we have to let go. What are we clinging onto that no longer serves us? What is holding us back from stepping through into this future of Homo luminous? Humanity has split 9 times that we are actually aware of in the past. There's probably more. We're split into evolution, as there has been evolution, and those that do not evolve die off, and those that do continue forward. So those that cling on are going to get trapped in this darkness energy. It is up to us to choose to let go and step through, because the second card they want me to show you is to break the chain. What is the ancestral patterns that we need to break to then heal? So coming out of this cave, it's almost like stepping through the doorway there. And I'm just looking at the top here. You've got the universal light coming down and igniting this. In amongst the darkness, you've got the universal, the spiritual, igniting this. Breaking the chains, coming out of the cave. Again, what is holding us back? What is holding you back? What is holding me back? We need to let go and heal and rewrite our future. Just do a quick shuffle and see whether they've got any. Take a break. Yes. Okay, universe, I heard you. Take a break. Get off the treadmill. Life's work is not a season. Yes, I will take a break. Not today, not tomorrow, actually probably not even this week. When news comes of the orange idiot passing over, I will take a break, probably of about 2 weeks. Oh, come on, and we'll have a huge celebration. Then I'll take a break. I don't feel any rush to take the break now because I feel like I'll be getting that 2 weeks off before too much longer, and then I'll take 2 weeks off. And then we will come back invigorated, refreshed, and ready to take on the rebuilding. So thank you for joining me today. 3 long videos. I do apologize. Hopefully they'll put you to sleep and you'll sleep well tonight. Love to you all. Take care. Really take care, and love to you all.